The storm rolled across the plains like a living beast, wind howling through the broken fences of Caleb Turner's lonely ranch. Snow and rain mixed in the dark sky, rattling the windows of his small wooden cabin. Caleb had lived alone for years, ever since his wife passed away. The ranch was quiet now, too quiet most days. That evening, he had just finished feeding the horses, when he noticed something strange near the old wagon trail. At first, he thought it was a bundle of cloth blowing in the wind, but the shape didn't move like cloth. Caleb grabbed his lantern and pulled his coat tighter before walking into the storm. The wind nearly knocked him sideways as he stepped closer. When the lantern light fell on the shape, his breath caught. It was a woman. She sat curled beside a broken stagecoach trunk, her thin dress soaked and her arms wrapped around herself. Her hair clung to her pale face, and her lips trembled from the cold. "Ma'am," Caleb called, kneeling beside her. Her eyes slowly lifted to meet his. They were tired eyes, filled with fear and something deeper. Loneliness. They left me," she whispered weakly. Caleb frowned. "Who left you?" "The driver. The men," said the groom never came. "Said I was useless now." Caleb looked at the trunk beside her. On its side were faded letters, Mail Order Bride Agency. His chest tightened. She must have traveled for days to marry some stranger who never bothered to show. "You can't stay out here," Caleb said firmly. He helped her to her feet. She was so light it felt like lifting a frightened bird. The wind howled louder as he guided her toward the cabin. Inside, warmth from the fireplace slowly filled the room. Caleb wrapped her in a thick blanket and placed a cup of hot coffee in her shaking hands. For a while, she simply stared at the fire. "My name is Anna," she finally said softly. "Caleb," he replied. Silence settled again, but it wasn't as heavy as before. "Do you want me to leave tomorrow?" she asked after a moment. "I know you didn't ask for me. I can find work somewhere, maybe." Caleb studied her face. There was no anger in her voice, only quiet resignation, as if she had already accepted being unwanted. He remembered the empty years since his wife died. The long dinners alone, the quiet ranch that echoed with memories. Outside, the storm continued to rage. "You ain't going anywhere tonight," Caleb said. "Storm's too strong." Anna nodded slowly. She held the cup with both hands, letting the warmth reach her fingers. "You must think I'm foolish," she murmured. "Traveling across the country for a man I'd never met." Caleb shook his head. "No," he said quietly. "Takes courage to chase a chance at a better life." She looked up at him then, surprised. For the first time since he found her, a faint smile touched her lips. The fire crackled softly between them as the storm howled outside. Neither of them knew what tomorrow would bring. But for the first time in a long while, the lonely ranch didn't.